If you want to learn the process to embodying and empowering the feminine spirit, then check out the book, Healing the Feminine Energy and the Wounds of Your Inner Child. All right, so in this video, I'm going to be encouraging you as a woman to practice hypergamy intentionally, right? Which is a bit different to what you'd expect a guy to tell you. But I'm all for standards. I'm for knowing your worth and all of these things. I actually think that in this generation where it says be liberated, be liberated, be liberated, it's a nice idea in theory, but really how useful is that in practice if there's many guys that you would complain about and say is not up to the standard? And actually, hypergamy is something which comes from nature. Now, if you don't know what hypergamy is the part of your nature as a woman that makes you look at a guy who is superior to you. Yeah, he's taller than you, has more money than you, and all of these things. He has more intelligence than you, and so on. And what this does is that it enables him to be a better protector, better provider, and a better leader, right? Someone who is a positive force in your life that increases the elevation of your experience rather than leading to, you having to elevate him. Because let's face it, right? How many of you women would want to be feeling like you're above or more than your man? You actually prefer it the other way around. Many women say, I prefer a man who is equal or above me. And that is because, well, a man will elevate his woman, whereas women don't really want to elevate their man. Now, when you lose your standards and you say, I'm going to be liberated, I'm going to get this guy, I'm going to get with multiple men and all of this stuff. Well, it comes down to this. How many men are worthy of that? How many men do you think in this generation, at least in this culture in the West, are worthy of being the person you give yourself to? Anything of value retains itself, right? It doesn't give itself away. That's literally anything. Value is literally determined by supply and demand. If there is a heavy demand, but there is a very light supply because, it's not being given out and the price is high, then that drives up the price, right? So I would actually say, don't let these guys have access to you. I think you will be much more happier. I think you will experience much less trauma, much less heartbreak, much less disappointment, much less experiences that make you regretful and so on. If many of these guys, as many of you say, I'm not good enough, why are they then getting access to being inside of you? The greatest goal that most men go for when they're dating and seeing a woman is that they want to smash, they want to sleep with you. So if you let them have that access for the very cheap price of whatever temporary, superficial thing that they've brought, to the temporary situation, really, because usually they don't actually project any long-term sense of value, right? If all they have to do is be a bit fun and then you'll sleep with them, you've just given yourself away for the cheap price of nothing. And it's, again, I make videos similar like this for guys, but it's a bit different. I say, if she's not helping you build a brick, then she doesn't deserve she doesn't deserve and you can finish that off. I don't want to say it on YouTube, but the girl version is this: practice hypergamy. Nature and God put that as a part of your psyche to help protect you, to help give you the best experiences. And you're going to let guys who don't deserve your time, don't deserve your energy, don't deserve your space, you're going to let them have access and they can smash at the same time. Like, this is crazy. I'm a man and I don't even want to lower my standards like that. You as a woman should absolutely have higher standards than me. How are you going to let me outshine you? That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Right? So I would say, don't let these guys have access to you. Put a higher price on it. Of course, you have to justify that price. Otherwise, you're going to be going into delusional land. You should be able to answer the question of what is it that you bring into a man's life? Absolutely, you should be able to answer that question. If you can't, then you are being a little bit delusional. But if you have worked on yourself, if you have been on your healing journey, if you have, read my book, Healing the Feminine Energy, you've been on the path of growing and adding onto your finances, to your emotional security, your peace, your knowledge and your own intellect, your own connects and so on in your life, right? You've raised yourself from just an average woman to what would be considered a high value woman. If you've done that, why are you allowing guys just for the price of short-term stimulation, temporary pleasure, and so on, for that cheap price? Why are you giving away yourself? Is yourself, the experience of you, the experience of having sex with you, the experience of being with you long term, and all of these things, is that worth, right, what they're bringing to your life? Are they elevating your life? And if not, I don't just mean strictly in finances, because a man isn't defined by his money. Before money existed, a man existed. I always say that. Is he enriching you mentally? Is he giving you an experience that at the end of it, you're going to feel even more safe in this world? You're going to feel even more healthy. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to have a higher level of self-esteem. These are things that men can bring to the table aside from just the tangible things, the finances that people say, right? Because there's many men that will have the finances and they still a ridiculous force in your life, right? So again, this is just to encourage you to practice hypergamy, do it with intentions, put a high price on yourself, and be extremely selective. I know you've been encouraged to be liberated, but well, that's a failed idea, because if you're liberated with losers, is that really true liberation? So anyway, I want you to comment down below, let Reemus know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. More than any other time in human history, a restoration, a repair, a respect for the feminine energy is needed. And if you want to check out the process to healing the feminine energy, then you can check out the book, which is available digitally or in print form.